Oh, cool. Quality selector is on now. And I'm back with probably just reading one chapter of Higurashi when they cry, Tatarigoroshi-hen. Yeah, now quality selector is on, Odin. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's read a chapter for today because I feel like it'll just be who knows how long this will be is what I'm saying. Morning, KG. What time did you go to sleep? Oh boy, that song is usually not a good sign. Oh, this was after like when Rena was freaking out. I did not sleep well last night at all. My mother could tell from a single glance. I had the worst dreams, nightmares, very ominous dreams, one after the other, again and again. I woke up after each one, but could never even remember a fraction of what they had been about. But it was like those dreams were predicting something unpleasant. I woke up in a terrible mood. Hey now, every day has been calm and fun before today, right? Those days should continue on, unchanging. And yet, anxiety was the only emotion growing within me. Why was that? Nightmares reflect on your own anxiety. They show an uneasy mind which you wouldn't admit to normally. Yesterday, I remembered the ominous conversations about Satoshi I had with Shion, Mion, and Rena. Right. My mind felt like it was in a black fog, but we had talked about that. If I'd live every day without causing a fuss, my reward would be ever more peaceful days. I understood that, so why did I cause such discord? But now that I thought about it calmly, a simple verbal slip on my part couldn't possibly change the world. Yeah, as long as I'm sorry for it, and never talk about it again, there's nothing that anyone can blame me for, right? Besides, how would my fate change just because I talked about that? Nothing was going to change. Yeah, nothing would change. Nothing would change. Nothing would change. That's a creepy smile. If you're still asleep, then go wash your face. I'd finally cheer up enough to smile, and Mom slapped me right back down. Now I was irritated again. There wasn't much time left before I had to meet up with Rena. I frantically started to get ready to go to school. Have a good day. Watch out for cars. There's barely any cars to watch out for. In Hinamizawa, anyway. I dashed out the front door. The morning air was far more refreshing than the water on my face. That's right, KG Maibara. If you're sorry enough about it and reflect upon your mistakes, that's enough. Now let's pull yourself together and get to school. And return to fun, enjoyable days, where everyone laughs, plays, and just has a good time. I'll be nice to Satoko as an apology too. Yeah, wasn't I supposed to be her Nini until Satoshi got back? Good morning, Keiji-kun. Rena too looked nothing like she had yesterday when she said that weird stuff. If I could only forget, then I could still act like nothing had happened. So I called out to her with all the energy I could muster. Hey, morning, Rena. Early as usual today. Morning. Good morning. There was a little time before the same morning homeroom began, but Satoko and Rika were unusually absent. Maybe they went to play somewhere. However, looking over and seeing more of their things, so it looked like they really hadn't come to school. They're almost never late. Rena seemed to be enjoying herself, thinking about what their excuse for being late would be. Mion said something nonsensical as well, imagining how funny the reason they were late must have been. I had only come to school to see their energetic faces since I figured it would get rid of these feelings I had. But the load on my chest remained where it was. It wasn't very pleasant at all. Good morning, everyone. President, if you would. Everybody stand up. Our teacher finally arrived. Then finally, I heard the pitter-patter of footsteps running down the hall. Clatter. Rika-chan was the first to run through the open door, and then Satoko didn't come. Oh, I think I got a perfect tone I could set up for what's coming up for Satoko, assuming it does come. You're late, Furude-san. Where's Hojo-san? It was unusual for Rika-chan to be late, but unusually late for Satoko, a ball of energy to be absent at all. Everyone's eyes were wide at the series of strange events. Satoko might be a little late. Has she come down with something? The teacher walked over to Rika-chan, and they started with talking in hushed tones. Rika-chan is late, and Satoko is absent. I guess crazy things can happen. You're right. But I wonder what happened to Satoko-chan. Is she sick? Why, now, when I most wanted to see Satoko's energetic face, the unease has been building since the last night tightened within my chest. Kei-chan, you worry too much. Sometimes girls of her age can't help but stay homesick. Coo. Kei-chan, you're not supposed to say that around boys. Mion laughed indecently. And thanks for the cheers, Yuya. I really appreciate that. Nice. You just gotta rewatch some ads constantly, Yuya. So, yeah, until the limit comes up. Just keep going. Normally, I would laugh along with her, but right now, I just didn't feel like it. Homeroom ended, and we went to talk to Rika-chan in the short time we had before first period started. Hey, Rika-chan? You look so sad, so very sad, when getting yelled at for being late. I'll make sure to pet you today. I was very aware of my gloom this morning, so I strove to keep my tone cheerful. I petted Rika-chan's head the same way she always did, but she didn't cheer up at all. Beep. Ah, I see. That's a shame. I mean, I'd probably say Rika-chan is also one of my, or Rika Furude is also one of my favorite characters as well. What happened to Satoko? Did she get sick? For instance, she got a fever from playing around too much yesterday. If that had been her response, I would have accepted it in a flash. But the atmosphere around Rika-chan felt somehow heavy. It was a little weird and actually made my unease worse. Hey, come on. There's certain things she can't talk to boys about. Kei-chan, back to your seat. Mion, acting like the club president, pulled me back to my chair. Rika's gaze immediately fell back to her desk, and she hung her head gloomingly. Rika-chan had said something odd that Satoko might be a little late. They were living together, weren't they? And she would have known for sure. She wouldn't have said might. I didn't understand why she was absent, and that made me all the more anxious. What's going on today? It's like we started off on the wrong foot, and it wasn't going to get any better. What's the matter, Keiji-kun? You seem pretty down this morning. Rena noticed how I looked and whispered to me while the teacher wasn't looking. Do I really seem that way? Yeah. Even Rena is starting to feel down just looking at you. I know that feeling. This is the best grill right here, Yuya. Well, best girl. You know what I mean. But I didn't even feel like doing that. It's something you can tell Rena? I don't know what you're worried about, but if I can help, then you can tell me, okay? I won't tease you. Rena said this, looking at me straight in the eye. Until yesterday, nothing strange had happened, and it was a lot of fun. Huh? Rena's eyes widened for a moment, but not understanding what I meant, but she remained silent and listened. It was peaceful and fun. Every day was lively. I never had any doubt things would stay that way forever. Yeah, you're right. Every day is fun. I'm sure today will be too. You sure? How do you know? Well... Rena, feeling perplexed, couldn't think of something to say. I didn't blame her. What I was trying to say seemed a little confusing, wow! Even to me. When I think about it, I've been anxious lately. Like, maybe, since every day is fun, one day, all of a sudden, it would get really dark, like a light bulb turned off. Yeah, Rena kind of understands how you feel. Rena nodded gently. We've always been taught that it wouldn't only be good things happening to us. Sometimes I'm scared of what's going on behind the fun. It's a little bit sad, but because of that, we learn to do our best to make sure that the fun never stops. I see. Oh, it's Rena. So it's not a bad thing that you think our fun lives might not go on forever, Keiji-kun. Kind of like, like if suddenly there was a volcanic eruption tomorrow and everyone died. Oh my god, don't foreshadow that. Wait. Hey, wait, that's terrible. If only you were the only one who survived the catastrophe, Keiji-kun, how would you feel? How would I... I imagine myself being the sole survivor in the ruins of Hinamizawa. Rubble and the bodies of friends lying in heaps at my feet. It was such an abhorrent sight. Was it sadder that all my friends had died? Or was it sadder that I couldn't have died with them? I didn't know which, but I'd probably cry a lot. It'd probably break my heart. First, I think I'd cry. Then maybe you would think this. If this was my destiny, then I should have made every day before this as fun as possible, so I had no regrets. I didn't know what to consider such a horrible event to be my destiny, but... I probably would think that. Wow! The fun times will end one day, and nobody knows when they will. It makes sense to live each day to the fullest, so that if it does happen tomorrow, you won't regret anything. Yeah. It's really hard to think like that. A lot of people take their everyday happiness for granted. They think tomorrow will be the same as today, so they leave things they could do today for tomorrow. They leave the kindness they could have shown today until tomorrow. Rena was usually cheerful and silly, but not right now. She wasn't like that at all. She was taking my troubles seriously. It was a little reassuring. But Keiji-kun, you realized it. I think that's a wonderful thing. So that unease you have, I think you should keep it close to your heart. Keep my unease close. Yes, everyone might die tomorrow in a big catastrophe. Stop it, Rena. You're saying it like I already know that's coming. What am I doing? Anyway, so you should be really nice to everyone today. So when the end really comes, you don't regret it. Do you do that, Rena? Live like you would have had no regrets if everyone died tomorrow? Yep. It was such a hyperbolic conversation, but Rena just gave me a nonchalant nod of her head. Rena knows what's it like for the fun times to end overnight. She knows there's no proof tomorrow will be fun, even if today is. I'm living life to the fullest. It seemed like Rena perfectly understood all the anxiety I couldn't put into words. And on top of that, like a reliable teacher, she showed me what to do. Oh. Hey, KG Maibara, there's no need to cry now. Last night, I feel like I had a dream about Satoko. I don't remember what kind of dream it was, but ever since this morning, I felt anxious. Because? You thought seeing Satoko-chan's energetic face would cheer you up. She was right on the money. If everyone had been with smiles on their faces this morning, then the murk in my heart would have definitely been blown to smithereens. Then, if Satoko-chan arrives, you'll have to be nice to her. Actually, it's totally fine if you play your usual pranks on each other. As long as you're having fun. Yeah, you're right. So that even if these fun days came to an end, I'd have no regrets. I couldn't tell if what Rena told me had been comforting or made me more anxious. So if it was enough to make me think that if I saw Satoko again, I'd be honest with her. Lunchtime arrived, with everyone pushing their desks together like always. Satoko wasn't here. Despite that, we had bento boxes for 5 lined up on our desk. Rika-chan had made a bento for Satoko too. Was Satoko supposed to be here before lunch? Rika-chan was clearly acting strangely. We were talking to her, but it felt like she was too far away to hear us. I'd never seen Rika-chan so downcast. So the rest of us are feeling down too. Hey, Rena? I understood what she said before pretty well. When we were together, we were supposed to have lots of fun, so we wouldn't have any regrets if the world ended tomorrow. And yet, well, I just resolved myself to do it. Now we can't all be together. Because it was just so sudden, wasn't it? I mean, yesterday was fun, so who could believe it would all end today? No volcanoes had erupted, and no earthquakes or fires had happened either. The cicadas were making the same noises they did yesterday, and the sun remained bright in the sky. It was the same normal day as always. So then, why? As I pondered, Rena's chopstick reached in front of my face and stole the fried chicken out of my bento. Wow, nice. Just change the tone. Thank God. Be right back real quick though. How's it going, Robbie? Yeah, I'm back. Just when they mentioned about fried chicken, it got me a bit hungry. I'm probably gonna get some food. Probably gonna get something outside after this. If no one wants it, Rena will take it. Delicious. Yeah, I'm good myself. You know, just just playing this makes me wanna play Clannad after. I'll probably do Persona 5 as the second set for Wednesday. Rena tossed the entire piece into her mouth and began munching on it. Her expression one of bliss. I'm such an old man. Rena got the leg up on me. Alright, this old man's taking this bit of steak here. Eep. All my food is gone except my rice. Rika-chan, also behind the curve, smiled again and went for someone else's bento. As I sat there, dazed of how quickly everyone had changed, Rena sent a wink over to me. Come on, Keiji-kun. Live life to the fullest. That way if a volcano erupts tomorrow, it'll be okay. This is serious. I'll be dead if dried plums and rice are the only things I have left for lunch. I'm taking that meatball. I stuffed the meat into my mouth and constructed a clumsy smile. I played along as if trying to fool myself, but as I did, it rapidly became less and less of an act. Satoko still wasn't here, but at some point, we had regained our lively lunchtime. We had fun, we smiled, and we fooled around. Thanks everyone. This was definitely the best thing to do. This way, when Satoko suddenly dropped by, we had welcomed her with our best smiles. The more I smiled, the more I felt the anxiety from this morning clearing away. Wasn't there a proverb that went something like, fortune comes in by a merry gate? I think so. If it's true, this old man will roll around the floor laughing 24/7. Okay. Rena thinks it's true. If you laugh every day, it'll be fun every day. Rena has a way with words. Then should we try it out? Everyone took a deep breath, then brought their faces together, locking shoulders. And then... Everyone laughed uproariously from their stomachs, trying to laugh out all the bad stuff accumulating in them. By the time our bento boxes were empty, everyone was right as rain. Having heard our friendly banter, Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun walked up and timidly spoke to us. Excuse me, Maebara-san? Sorry to interrupt your fun, but we need your help with something. They grinned dryly and scratched their heads. What could it be? Want to know how to remove the sensor bars? Oh no. Hang on. Just real quick. Hang on. Oh no! My thoughts on that. By the way, don't believe what you hear about Butter doing the trick total superstition. What? You can't use a eraser either. Wait, what? This is what I think. Oh my god! Oh, I couldn't resist that. Wait, what? Seriously? That's not what we're here for, said Tomita-kun, elbowing Okamura-kun. Actually, our ball got caught in the gutter on the second floor. We were thinking you might be able to reach it since you're tall. I see. Asking for an upperclassman for help comes with its own price, you know. You know, I'm not cheap. And Cal, are you still there? I see, asking an upperclassman for help comes with its own price. You know, I'm not cheap. You can't buy me out so easily. Tomito-kun and Okamura-kun conversed for a short time, then gave their reply. We'll give you the right to take a nap during class, Maebara-san. How's that sound? What do you mean? I can sleep during class whenever I want. Why do I need your permission for it? Oh no, you can't. The next time you take a nap, we'll tell Sensei about it. I see, how sly. You little. Where'd you learn to bargain like that? Grrr. Sorry. It was just a little joke. Come on, Kei-chan. Why not just cave into your underclassmen's threats? Cuckoo. And now Mion was getting on my nerves. Suddenly it came to me and I took Tomito-kun and Okamura-kun's hands. Alright, I surrender. I'll get your ball for you, so please give me all rights to nap time. Huh? Okay. Look, Mion. I now have the privilege, but you don't, do you? Tomito-kun? Okamura-kun? Tell on Mion as soon as she falls asleep, got it? Yeah. Rena and Rika-chan began to cackle at Keiji-kun's victory. I wasn't sure how the ball managed to get stuck up there, but it was planted firmly in the school's building second floor gutter. Hand me the stick. I should be able to reach it. Here we go. I took a bamboo pole and poked the ball with it. It's hard. Come on. Oh, he got it. You got it, Maebara-san. Thank you so much. The ball rolled down the gutter and fell down behind the school building. My underclassmen ran over in that direction, leaving me by myself. Mission complete, I guess. Sheesh. There was still a lot of time left until lunch break was over. Guess I should go back to the classroom. I'd absorb in a silly conversation with everyone and wait for afternoon classes. Just when I thought that and turned towards the entrance, someone suddenly called out to me. Hello there, good day. Oh, here he is. Sorry for bothering you during your lunch break. It was a middle-aged man I didn't know. Or maybe I passed by him a few times and I seen his face, but I didn't know him. When his Oh god, that noise. When his half-smile deepened, something within me shuddered with fear. There was no basis for that, no reason, but I shuddered. Oh, that music. I was somewhat confused about these emotions, not quite understanding them myself. There was a thing I could say, though. Nobody but teachers and students should be at school. This person shouldn't have been here. I felt less of a tremble and more of a sense of dread, like brilliantly colored, poisonous caterpillar were crawling across my forehead. A feeling of disgust that neither itchy nor gross could describe as a frizzly, dreadful hair rubbed against my brow. I didn't even want to see his face. I wanted to jump backwards and run away. An unpleasant feeling for which I didn't even know the cause. The other side of myself has nothing but questions. Hey, what are you doing? What are you disgusted by? This is your first time you've met him. It's rude to hate someone for no reason. No answers were coming. I held my silence, waiting for a damp sweat running down my forehead. When I saw that, Oishi thought maybe he was being intimidating and gave me a relaxed smile. No, please excuse me. I'm no one suspicious, I assure you. And if I'm Oishi from the Okinomiya Police Department. Wait, where did I put my card? Huh? What? This is... what? He fished through various pockets and finally found his police ID and showed me, grinning dryly. He may have been trying to use those clumsy seeming actions to ease my anxiety, but I could definitely say it didn't work. How was I this nervous? There was a reason, of course. If I wanted to be the same as before, then today, I even need someone who hadn't been here back then. The fact that a man who was in here yesterday showed up today meant that today would be a different day than those before it. That would mark the end of my fun and happy days. I gulped and erased that ominous conclusion from my mind. I'm down, Keiji Maibara. It's just an old guy who looks kind of perverted and came from the police department. Don't go deciding that the fun times are over. He just came here because of his job. Yeah, just for his job. If he's working, then he would normally go to the teacher's lounge, right? The fact that he's spoken to me, yes, it must have been to where it was. Are you looking for the teacher's lounge? You just have to go through the entrance, and I didn't want to look at this man for another second, so I started pushing things along. Oishi, however, didn't seem to have any interest in the teacher's lounge. Oh no, I don't have anything to do here. Could I get to call you a friend of yours, if I may be so bold? A friend? Who? A girl. Could you call Satoko Hojo-san for me? My consciousness grew faint. Like I was about to pass out. Yes, my anxiety was realized. The dreadful, disgusting caterpillar was looking at me, about to crawl into my ear. Its frizzly, dreadful hair was touching my ear cavity. That's how bad it felt. What did the police need with Satoko? No. It's nothing important. I just had 2 or 3 things to ask. I'd like it if you cooperate with me. Why? Why of all people was it Satoko? Would a police officer come here in the middle of the day for something that wasn't important? This man was strange. I could smell it, and it smelled bad. Just a whiff of it made me want to grimace. I knew that this man couldn't possibly be here to deliver her lost wallet or anything. I couldn't imagine what she needed from Satoko, but it had to be something unpleasant. Anyone still in the chat? Besides Maroon, since I assume he would answer the instant he does. My throat stung with burning pain. Burned like a parched... Oh, okay. Preface Wasteland. The wasteland broke deep in my throat and brought out the words from deep in my mind. You may need something from her, but I don't think Satoko needs anything from you. Could you please leave? Oishi probably hadn't... Yeah, I know that, Maroon. You don't have to answer. Hadn't expected that reply. He stood there surprised for a few moments. I did as well. I hadn't thought words like that could ever come out of my mouth. Things might still work out. This guy may have shown up out of the blue, but if I drove him off, maybe I could make it so it never happened. If I could do that, then I could get back. The peace we had until yesterday, I could get it back. Well, you sure are strict. Are you Satoko-san's manager, perhaps? Can I not see her without an appointment? Nifu. If you just want to talk to her, shouldn't you just call her? Barging into school in the middle of the day isn't normal. Breaking through a dam would have been the perfect analogy to use. Why didn't I like this man? This man shouldn't have been here. I needed to make it so that this man wasn't here. Childish, selfish emotions bubbled up from the depths of my mind, and they each came out of my mouth, just as it had been formed. Not liking this guy was my own problem, but to say things so bluntly to him, even I thought that was crazy. Oh, you're the logical sort, aren't you? I'm not too good with people who talk like that. Oishi grinned and scratched at his sweaty throat. Even as he feigned stupidity, I could tell he was irritated. Hey, Keiji Maibara, why am I looking for a fight with this old policeman here? It's not like he brought the gift of misfortune with him, all wrapped up in paper, right? Right. It wasn't like he had brought a package of misfortune with him and was asking me to sign here, please. Rationally, I understood all that, so then, why was I so... Finally, I outlasted Oishi in our game of silence, and he gave me a big sigh. Then he addressed a few of my female underclassmen running around nearby. Oh, excuse me, all of you. Do you have a moment? I'd like you to call Satoko Hojo-san if you could. My underclassmen tried to smile and reply, but they noticed oddly the stiff air atmosphere around me and seemed hesitant to give a quick answer. Is she not here? Satoko Hojo-san? Hojo-san. She stayed home today. Stayed home? His face remained smiling, but his tone was clearly one of ill humor. Such conspicuous spite caused my underclassmen who had to answer honestly to cringe in fear. I see. Dear me, I'm quite unlucky. He was smiling broadly, but the way he laughed didn't make me feel better at all. When he noticed that his laughter wasn't getting anyone else to laugh with him, he immediately stopped. So, you girls, could you tell me the name of this boy here? He grabbed the girls by the shoulders so they wouldn't run away, and crouched down to address them at eye level. The girls flinched away from the sharp piercing light in his eyes. And in exchange for their release, they didn't resist and told him my name. I see. Keiji Maibara-san, is that it? He said my full name. That was all he said, and yet I couldn't help but shudder. It was like he grabbed me by the collar just with those words. Oh, could you be the son of the Maibara family I've heard so much about? Nah. I hear your father is a renowned artist. His works go on display twice a year in the great Ariake exhibition in Tokyo, don't they? I know what sort of fantastic pictures he creates, though. Then there's your mother. She seems intelligent too. I heard she was a high academic achiever. She went to some girls' university, didn't she? It's amazing for someone that age to have graduated from a girls' university. Could your mother actually be the daughter of a respectable family? At least those are the rumors, and they said she's a cold person because of it. Did you know that? She only went to the very first neighborhood association meeting. Association meeting, right? That's certainly no good. You can't disrespect your neighbors in a place like this. A sense of eeriness slid up my spine. That was my first experience of true terror. Oh my god, all these sounds going on at once, jeez. I couldn't believe it felt this terrible for someone you just met to know everything about you already. Oishi clamped onto my shoulders and brought his eyes closer to peer into mine. In a place like this, it would be far better off not to make enemies, wouldn't it? If not... Ow! Oishi dug into my shoulders with human strength. Gah! Then if someone unexpected were to happen, you might see some drawbacks. Have you ever heard of karma? It's like how a butterfly's flapping its wings can cause a tornado. Grudges born in strange places could come back to you in ways you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't like that, would you? Nobody wants to have a grudge held against them. There's nothing positive about making enemies. What's the matter? Your shoulders are very stiff. Should I give you a massage? See? Feels good, right? Ow, ow, ow! This man wasn't just strong. It was like he knew exactly where to press me to make me feel pain. Only 4 or 5 fingers were on my shoulders, and yet the pain made me want to bend backwards. Urgh! Few of the girls from my class were pretty shaken up, but didn't seem to want to help me. They weren't sure they should go call the teacher. As for me, I couldn't take the time to wait until the teacher got in. It hurts! Would you mind leaving things at that? You're hurting him, Being Oishi-san, someone, to my disbelief, it was Coach. Oh my, if it isn't Dr. Ire. It certainly has been a while since we were last in touch. Discomforted by Coach's sudden appearance, Oishi laughed scornfully. The vice on my shoulders, however, remained as strong as ever. Whoa, those eyes. Never mind the greetings. Please, just let go of Maibara-kun. Oishi smiled daringly and glared straight at Coach. Oh my god, finally I got Oishi's name right, finally! After like 2 parts as well, Jesus. He didn't release me in the meantime, of course. I was just thinking of stopping by your place later, Doctor. You always seem so busy and we can never have a good chat. Yes, if you want, I'll chat with you all you like. But please be sure to have a warrant first. After all, otherwise, I can refuse to go to voluntarily into questioning. Coach didn't display a shred of that weird behavior he'd shown at the baseball game and barbecue. He stared steadily at Oishi. And so that he could release me. His chances were terribly bad, of course. Compared to relaxed Oishi, Coach seemed like he was being defeated mentally. It made sense. Coach had somewhat a narrow structure, but Oishi's body was packed with muscles. It wasn't even a contest. I don't know. I just wanted to break that unsettling silence. But Coach was fighting for me without taking a step back. Beads of sweat formed on his face, and though he paled, he was fighting for my sake. No. Suddenly, Oishi laughed and let go of my shoulders. My body exhausted, I fell right onto my backside. Maibara-kun, are you alright? Ow! I rubbed my shoulders where Oishi had latched onto them. The pain was falling over, went away quickly, but this pain was lingering. Dude, why is it so silent? Are you alright, Maibara-kun? This is terrible. Ow! Ow! I was just giving him a little massage. Maibara-san, aren't you over-exaggerating a bit? Boys gotta learn to man up. I wanted to retort, but I couldn't think of anything witty. Can you lift your shoulder? Are they in pain? If you're really hurt, then you should have a proper checkup. Let's just go to the nurse's office. Coach lent me his shoulder and walked beside me. What an exaggeration. I'd be the last person to do any sort of permanent damage, right? Am I still an active police? I am still an active police officer, you know. Come, I don't know what you needed to be here for, but if you're finished, then please leave. I'm going to complain about this directly to the chief, so please keep that in mind. Oh, that's a problem, ain't it? Oh, he's gone. Oishi-san waved his hand sarcastically, pivoted around, and then headed to the car parked by the school gate. And without turning back around, he got in and started the engine. Who was he? He's a detective named Kurado Oishi. I don't know how to pronounce the first name. And a hooligan. Everyone in the village hates him. Maibara-san, you should be careful too. Kurado Oishi. Just like I thought, my gut instinct wasn't wrong. He would be the one to bring unhappiness, misfortune, that would ruin our peace. I won't accept it. All these days can't possibly end just because some guy like him showed up. I won't accept it. Let me restart the game real quick, cause something is not right. That's odd. Coach seems to be familiar with the school, so he brought me to the nurse's office without much trouble. The girls from my class came along as well, looking worried. Our teacher and principal, having noticed the disturbance, came to see what was the matter. Maibara-kun, what's wrong? Are you hurt? Well, there was a weird man in his schoolyard just now, and Maibara-san. Coach gently interrupted the girls, trying to explain. No, it looks like he just fell down and twisted something. I think he's alright, but I wanted to make sure. If this is fine with you, I'll borrow the nurse's office for a bit. Please do, Mr. Ide, or Dr. Ide. The principal gave him a deep bow. It looked like Coach was acquainted with the adults at school. He slid open the doors to the nurse's office, but there wasn't a nurse in there or anything. I'd figured. I'd never seen anyone but Chie-sensei and the principal working here. Coach didn't seem to mind the fact that there was no nurse and quickly made his way into the nurse's office. He instructed me to sit down and start washing his hands in the sink. Oh, I get it. He's the coach for the boys' baseball team. He must be pretty used to treating wounds with first aid. Oh, thank you. That silence was getting me a bit disturbed. Could you show me where it was? Are you still in pain? No, it doesn't hurt at all anymore. I'm fine, really. I rolled up my shirt and showed him my shoulder. No bruise, not even nail marks. And yet, it hurt so much I thought my shoulders would be crushed. Even the pain had disappeared without a trace. It hurt so much, but there wasn't a single bruise. It just means he's used to doing that. Used to it, huh? The next time you meet him, don't provoke him. Nothing good will come of making him angry. If you go home with just a uniformed policeman by your side, your family won't like that, will they? Well, you're right. Still, what happened? Why did you end up in a fight with him? He came up and asked he needed something from Satoko. Huh? Satoko-chan? Coach's gaze lowered and his expression clouded a bit. Somehow the gesture seemed to be saying Oishi was bound to come to Satoko and that was no laughing matter. Coach fell silent in thought. Quietly, he took a compress and held the school kit and put it on me. Does he still plan on clinging to Satoko-chan? He's a persistent man, I'll give him that, like a snake. Coach mumbled to himself. Playing? Does that Oishi guy go to Satoko's place a lot? Coach didn't answer, but the lack of denial served well enough. What on earth did the policeman, probably a detective or something, need from Satoko? What mistake has led the detective to cling to the sweetly smiling Satoko? Maibara-san? Oh, right. You just moved here, didn't you? Yes, I did, but... Have you heard anything about Oyoshiro-sama's curse and about Satoko-chan? Well, I knew a few things about it, certainly. Satoko's parents were damn proponents, and their accidental deaths was because of the curse. You mean that? Coach smiled thinly and dryly. So you know, he said, dropping his gaze. If I recall correctly, there was an accident on the viewing platform at the public park she'd gone to with her family, and her parents died. Then it was just big brother and little sister, and then she was with Rika-chan and... When they lost their parents, Satoko-chan and her brother Satoshi-kun were given to their uncle and his wife to care for them. Oh, is that so? Their parents died in the accident. Satoshi ran away, leaving only Satoko to start living with Rika-chan. I'd known that much, but this was the first time I heard they'd been brought to their uncle and aunt. Their uncle was Satoko-chan's father's younger brother. Unfortunately, neither of the couple were people deserving of self-respect. Coach normally picked his words politely. So, when he came out and said they didn't deserve respect, it really made me wonder what kind of people they were. As soon as Satoko-chan's parents came out in support of the dam, their uncle and aunt took on a lot of shame in the village as well. They would never have welcomed in Satoko-chan and Satoshi-kun. I've heard that for the siblings, it was a very rough life. Bit by bit, Coach told me the numerous agonies the Hojo siblings had suffered at their uncle's house. As their guardians, their aunt and uncle sucked up everything belonging to their immediate family. Satoko and Satoshi were crammed into a small room, and their lives were laden with things that were miserable for both their bodies and minds. In the first place, since apparently their aunt and uncle weren't on good terms, there's no end to their fighting. And as if in revenge for that, whenever they saw Satoko or Satoshi's face, they would always find fault with them, scold them, yell at them, strike them, and take away meals as punishment. I still shudder to think about it. You've never known any Satoko but the energetic and healthy one now, so probably couldn't imagine her face being so deathly pale, a girl standing dazed in the shade of trees. I couldn't imagine that, and I didn't want to do that. That was how I felt. But at the very least, Satoko wasn't like that anymore. She may have had a miserable life in the past, but it was different now. Something changed. Something happened to change that life. Last year on the night of the Watanagashi festival, their aunt died. She had been beaten to death with a baseball bat by a drug addict. Rumors spread of a curse having killed an enemy of the village on the night of the festival. The death wasn't a simple homicide either. They whispered that it was actually Oyashiro-sama's curse. A few days later, the deviant was arrested for drug use, confessed to further offenses, and the incident was resolved. However, though it was resolved, no one knew whether the part about being Oyashiro-sama's curse was true or not. Their uncle is a part of Hinamizawa after all. He grew incredibly frightened of Oyashiro-sama's curse and went into hiding. From what I've heard, he's staying with a lover somewhere in Okinomiya. And Satoko and Satoshi, were they released? Their aunt died and their uncle fled. There was nobody left to torment the siblings then, but as if picking up the torch, the man started showing up with alarming tenacity. That man? Then Coach lowered his voice just a bit as if being unaware of his surrounding. I mean, Oishi. Oishi? The guy from before? The event that just occurred came back to me. The hard to describe, ominous sensation I had felt from him came back to me. He's a little strange. The chain of incidents surrounding Oyashiro-sama's curse had been all resolved, and yet he alone doesn't want to accept that. Accept it? The incidents were all solved, and a detective, supposedly with the police department, didn't accept that? People say that something bad will surely happen to those he gets close to. In Hinamizawa... Whoa there! Woo-hoo-hoo! They think Oishi is Oyashiro-sama's Kei-chan! The door flew with a rattle and Mion came rushing in. Rena and Rika-chan came in running in a few steps behind her, and then Tomita-kun, Okamura-kun, and a few more of our classmates. Kei-chan! Did Oishi do... Did Oishi do something to you? Are you hurt? Calm down, Mio-san. He's not injured. I only gave him a compress just in case. Keiji-kun, are you really okay? Okay? Everyone was saying stuff about how you were being strangled. Calm down, Rena. You just squeezed on my shoulder really hard. See, there is not even a bruise. Beep! Jeez. What were you all doing? We're friends, right? Why were you just standing around? Why didn't you help Kei-chan? We're sorry, President. Mion yelled at our classmates, barring her fangs. Tomita-kun and the others hung their heads in silence. Mion yelled at our classmates, barring her fangs. Tomita-kun and the others hung their heads in silence. Quit it, Mion. Tomita-kun and the others weren't even there. Stop blaming them. Oishi. Mion kicked the floor with her heel a few times, her temper running hot. Our teacher, overhearing the commotion, arrived as well. Hey! Oh, that voice crack! Hey, come on, everyone. Don't make so much noise in the nurse's office. President, take everyone and leave, please. Come on, everyone. Let's get going. Keiji-kun is fine. You too, Mi-chan. Mion was letting her emotions get the best of her, so Rena stepped in instead and led everyone out of the nurse's office. The detective from Okinomiya Station, Geraldo... Oh, right, I forget the U is usually silent. Kurado Oishi. It looked like the first impression I gotten from him hadn't been mistaken. Satoko's absence had amplified the vague apprehensions I'd felt since yesterday, and Oishi's appearance basically sealed the deal. Alright, I'll get going. I originally came here for Chie-sensei. So you had something to do here? Sorry for causing you trouble. Don't be so humble, he said, smiling easily. There was a side benefit to all this. I was lucky enough to experience so much of your soft, silky skin, my Bada-kun. With the usual for Coach anyway parting words, he instead continued. Please excuse me. You weren't wounded badly, but please avoid putting pressure on your shoulders or anything along those lines. If you get a high fever or it starts to swell, contact me right away, okay? Okay? I don't think it'll happen, though. Oh, that's right, Coach. Before everyone came in, you were going to say something about what people think is to Oishi is to Oyashiro-sama. As he was about to leave the nurse's office, Coach placed his hand on the door and stopped. Right. They think he's Oyashiro-sama's servant. They're just bad-mouthing him, though. Oyashiro-sama's merchant? Servant? Wow! Do you know about the serial freak death incidents that occur in Hinamizawa every year? On the night of the Watanagashi Festival, otherwise known as Oyashiro-sama's curse? What? Freak deaths? What? Now I thought about it, I did seem to remember overhearing Mion or someone in class talking about it like a ghost story. On the festival day in June, one person would always die, and another person would be spirited away, but they would seem to call it demoning away here. What a fine story that was. I figured they made it up to scare me, but it was true? I don't have any idea who first suggested this, but at some point everyone started calling Oishi Oyashiro-sama's servant. Why? Because the rumors go that he decides to sacrifices for the curse every year. Whenever June comes around, Oishi will start paying frequent visits to Hinamizawa. Because Oishi had been persistently questioning most of the dead or disappeared people. You know, it kind of makes sense with the first two chapters when you think about it. 4 years ago, it was known that the victim of the dismemberment, rumored to be a sacrifice, had been seeing Oishi numerous times leading up to the incident. Sacrifices 3 years ago were Satoko's parents. Right before their accidental deaths, Oishi apparently visited their homes. The one who disappeared 2 years ago was Rika-chan's mother, and again, people know that before she vanished, Oishi had been talking to her extremely frequently. The one who disappeared last year was Satoko's brother Satoshi. Satoshi too had been approached by Oishi many times before he vanished. And then this time Oishi was trying to contact Satoko. This isn't a joke. They're rumors, Maebara-san. There's just some rumors to that effect. Ugh. I hadn't said that because of the rumors of Oishi being Oyashiro-sama's servant. Yeah, you know, they were talking about that in one of the tips in Oni Kakushi as well. I actually remembered that. Or his contacting someone foreshadowing who would be the sacrifice that year. It was because the ominous hatred I felt towards Oishi was becoming more substantiated, more real. Today, Satoko, she was absent today, wasn't she? Wait, really? That looked like news to Coach. I had thought he might have known why Satoko was absent today, but... And I'll get going. You should go back to the others and put their minds at ease. You're right. I will. Latter. Coach left the nurse's office and headed towards the teacher's lounge. I think there's still more to go for this one. Oh, okay. So I guess I'm gonna have to listen to this when I start the streams. Research notes. The Hojo family. Every year, Oyashiro-sama's curse claims 2 victims. This means that with 4 years in a row, there have been 8 now. But it's cool. But it's worthwhile to know half of them had been members of this family. It's cool, Robbie. I understand. Note, the curse on the 2nd year, a certain falling accident, involved the death of Hojo, a dam proponent, and the disappearance of his wife. She was pronounced dead the following year after being considered to have vanished under perilous circumstances. The curse of the 4th year involved the death of Hojo's siblings' aunt, who was then their foster mother, and the disappearance of their elder brother. The Hojo family is a poor one, and it's hard to say Mr. Hojo's job went very well. Apparently, upon reemployment via family connection, there was a plan for them to the home of the mother's side of the family. For Mr. Hojo, the eviction due to the Hinamizawa dam project and payment of the large amount of compensation money was essentially a windfall. Mr. Hojo aggressively accepted the Ministry of Construction negotiations from an early stage and selected others from Hinamizawa who were also dam proponents. It was rumored that he had been brought out or bought out by the Ministry of Construction for doing so, but the truth is unknown. However, the dam proponents were in a vastly outnumbered minority. In addition, as the Sonosaki family strengthened its foundation and promised support against the dam, all the proponents, save for Mr. Hojo, switched over to the anti-dam side. At this point, Hinamizawa was completely united against the dam, and Mr. Hojo was held up to ridicule as a stooge of the dam project's proponents. He was essentially used as a scapegoat for the anti-dam coalition. In the end, the dam project was collapsed with Oyashiro-sama's curse and the dismemberment incident. However, punishment towards the bitter enemies who were supporting the dam project continues to this day. There are not many left today who support the dam project, nor who had a negative reputation at the time. If there was any candidates left for the curse, it's the husband of the housewife who had been beaten to death last year, Teppei Hojo, and Mr. Hojo's daughter, Satoko Hojo. Strangely, there are only 2 candidates left. Will this year come down on the 2 of them? There's more than enough value in observing them both. To Oishi-san, there was a call for you from Section 4's Chief Shigeharu. Apparently, the slaughter corpse in the Oijikawa River is related to the S group as we thought. We're still verifying what happened behind the scenes, but apparently the deceased filled up with dozens of self-created fictional bank accounts to their limit, with money from the S group reaching around 100 million yen. And how much is that in the US? Yen to USD. Oh my god! 900,000, 25. Yeah, 900,000, 2,500,000, $428.93. Jesus. It appears there were 3 or 4 men with the former S group connections involved in this. They've already disappeared along with millions of yen. The deceased was tortured on that point for information. She was clearly slaughtered as an example to others. There were apparently some real wizards chasing down the people who disappeared. They are also spreading letters to the related Yakuza groups not to harbor them. There's still no evidence that Teppei Hojo is one of those people. From what Chief Shigeharu has seen, nothing's been announced. For such a dependent, the man wasn't trusted at all. Teppei Hojo has left his apartment in the Okinomiya and has returned to his former residence in Hinamizawa. Okay then. Oh, this is gonna scare me when I start this, whenever I do. But who knows? Alright, that's it for Higurashi, you guys. So, yeah, tomorrow it's time to go back to the It's Summer Marathon with Wolfenstein The New Order. Hopefully the gameplay will make me forget about the story, and yeah, as I've mentioned in the past, I'm not a big fan of it. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, I said Wolfenstein The New Order. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.